It was good for Chesty never been whipped before.
I'm gonna take a 96.
I'm gonna take a 96.
Put Big Jody in a very fix.
Put Big Jody in a very fit.
My granddaddy was a horse marine.
My granddaddy was a horse marine.
Everything he wore was Marine Corps green.
Everything he wore was Marine Corps green.
He ate steaks 8 inches thick.
He ate steaks 8 inches thick.
He picked his teeth with a guide on a stick.
He picked his teeth with a guide on a stick.
He was motivated.
He was motivated.
He was dedicated.
He was dedicated.
Ah, ha, ah, ha. Here we go.
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 Motivated.
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 Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
Your Corps.
Your Corps.
My Corps.
My Corps.
My Corps.
My Corps.
My grandmother was 71.
My grandmother was 71.
Did her PT just for fun.
Did her PT just for fun.
My grandmother was 72.
My grandmother was 72.
Did her PT like me and you.
Did her PT like me and you.
My grandmother turned 77.
My grandmother turned 77.
Then she died and went to heaven.
Then she died and went to heaven.
My grandmother turned 78.
My grandmother turned 78.
She went side straddle hopping through the pearly gates.
She went side saddle hopping to the pearly gates.
My grandmother turned 79.
My grandmother turned 79.
She had OJC double in time.
She had old Daisy double in time.
Singing low rider layo
Low rider layo,
and left right layo
left right layo,
and low rider layo
low rider layo,
and left foot right low.
left right yo.
Marine Corps,
Marine Corps,
your Corps,
your Corps,
my Corps,
my Corps,
our Corps,
our Corps,
your Corps,
your Corps,
Marine Corps.
Marine Corps.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Here we go.
Here we go.
Listen to the rhythm of the tiny, tiny feet.
Listen to the rhythm of the tiny, tiny feet.
It sounds like the army in a full retreat.
Sounds like the army in a full retreat.
In the army, young and old,
In the army, young and old,
they want to wear the red and gold.
they want to wear the red and gold.
Talking about Marine Corps,
Talking about Marine Corps,
eat, sleep, Marine Corps,
eat, sleep, Marine Corps,
Marine Corps,
Marine Corps,
your Corps,
your Corps,
my Corps,
my Corps,
our Corps,
our Corps,
your Corps.
your Corps.
Navy, Navy, where you at?
Navy, Navy, where you at?
Come on out and let's lose some fat.
Come on out and let's do some fat.
Hello, Galileo.
Low rider layo,
Left Galileo.
left right layo,
No Galileo.
low rider layo,
Left Galileo.
left right low,
Left Galileo.
left right low.
Ah, ha, 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 yeah, ha,
Yeah, ha,
hurrah,
hurrah,
hurrah.
hurrah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
3 miles.
3 miles.
3 miles.
3 miles.
You can hack it.
You can hack it.
All the way.
All the way.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hurrah,
Hurrah,
hurrah.
hurrah.
Cover and alignment.
Cover and alignment. Aye, aye, sir.
1 mile.
1 mile.
No good.
No good.
2 miles.
2 miles.
No good.
No good.
Hurrah.
Hurrah.
3 miles.
3 miles.
No good.
No good.
4 miles.
4 miles.
Just right.
Just right.
Just right.
Just right.
1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
Hurrah.
Hurrah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
All the way.
I love working for Uncle Sam.
I am working for Uncle Sam.
Lets me know just who I am.
Makes me know just who I am.
All right now.
Who I live.
All right now. All right now.
All right, I live.
I left you double time.
I let you double time.
Green Corps.
Green Corps.
DT.
DT.
I love it.
Love it.
I need it.
Need it.
Visit thrust.
Ready to go.
Push up.
Push up.
Mountain climber.
Mountain climb.
Pull up.
Pull up.
All day.
All day.
Every day.
Every day.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
Ha ha
Ha, ha.
ha 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 ha. left you double time.
I left you double time.
If you want it,
If you want it,
you gotta work for it.
you gotta work for it.
I can't hear you, brother.
Hold on, I was muted the whole time. I've been running my mouth the whole time, and I was
Man, Green, you don't age. What's up with you, man? Pretty boy Floyd, back in the house.
dude, Dolly, dude, you got the same fucking haircut you had back in the day. Got to see you. How you been, man?
Man, I miss you. I miss you so much, man. I'm good, man. It's good to
Yeah,
see you.
you look good, man.
Yeah.
You look fantastic, bro.
Oh, thanks, but you look great, man.
Oh man, I'm trying to maintain. I got the I'm rocking I normally don't have this handlebar stash,
Yeah.
but I'm rocking the stash for Movember, Men's Health Awareness, and all that. I turned 50 back in April.
Man,
damn, I know I'm getting
you
old.
still look the same, man. That blows my mind. I feel like I'm getting ready for formation.
I know, but I've been retired for 10 years already, and I didn't really once I got out, I wasn't really taking care of myself like I should have been. So this last year, though, I've had a really some success with getting my stuff back together. And so men's health is super important to me. So make sure you go get your butt check and all that stuff when it's time for you to do that. But I just want to get that out there real quick, man. But I'm so glad you joined in, man. Last night, I actually had a chat with some of the guys that when I first jumped in, came in as a boot, and my very first squad leader. One of my best buddies that I used to roll with, back then when I was a Lance Corporal, which was my favorite rank of all time. Just looking back on it, it's my favorite rank of all time, just because no responsibilities, and you get to reap all the benefits of like being a Marine, right? For the civilian community, they don't know anything about rank and all that stuff. But it was just a fun time during that time. So I was happy to have them on last night. I'm super excited to have you here right now. Like I told you guys in the chat, when I was in 2-3, that was the first opportunity I had to actually lead as a sergeant. And so when I remember coming to that unit, and you guys were all there, and just young and just like freaking fit, and just like run people's dick in the dirt, all that stuff, man. It was hardcore, man. So how you been, bro?
Good, man. What how long did you serve?
I did 20 years, man.
Wow.
It went by really, really fast, right? It went by really, really fast. I retired back in 2010. So it's already been, I can't believe it's already been 10 years,
man,
since I retired. And I'm just happy that, we have all this technology to do what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Just to catch up, because, the time I spent in the Corps was those are the best times of my life, man.
Yeah.
Like I made some of the best friends and the good people. I mean, you and I do. Remember, the first thing I thought about when I saw you,
Yeah.
Or just thinking about you even coming in here today,
Yeah.
was the cellar.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'll never forget the prep we did before we went out. The DMX. You know when DMX passed away? You know what the first thing I thought of? It wasn't
What's
DMX.
that?
You know what the first thing I thought of was
What?
you. Because
Really?
growing up in the Marine Corps, it was like, I listened to some rap, but you turned me on to a lot of that good stuff. And I was like,
Yeah.
DMX was just like our jam, man. Remember?
It was hard, bro.
And
That was
seeing
it.
him pass away was like, man, I remember
was
Sergeant
crazy.
Reed just getting prepped at his house before we went out. You know what I mean? So we wouldn't have to spend that much on the beer, you know?
Yeah, man. I used to love, like, you guys would always come to the crib, man, for barbecues on Christmas, right? Like we do Christmas barbecues. We were in Hawaii, so that was dope, man. And I just, I hope some of the other guys end up jumping in, but that's okay. I'm just kind of real quick going through the chat real quick. So thanks, Tom. I appreciate you, man. Give me some love there in the chat. Who else? Danny McClure. You remember McClure? He said, "What's up?"
McClure.
I told McClure the link is in the chat. He can jump on in here.
Redhead,
what's that?
Redheaded guy.
Yeah, exactly. And so, if there's anybody that was a part of the group that I just don't, I'm old, man. And I told the crew last night. Forgive me if I don't remember everybody, because it was a long ass time ago, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was really long time ago, but. Man, I had so much fun last night. I got to do this again. Hopefully, some more people will come in. Right now, we got a few people watching. What's up?
I just saw your idea last night. My wife, is this off her Facebook? My wife showed it.
Yeah, because she's always posting a picture.
And I was like, "What?" And my mom had just brought over, because my nephew went to boot camp. My mom had brought over she goes, "Hey, I got your old book from boot camp and your first year in the Marine Corps," and she brought it over, and I've got some pictures in there at your house. Barbecuing it up with us and like Third Herd, and
really,
you know what I mean? So I'm going to share them in the next couple of days on Facebook.
Oh, please do, man. Please do. Please do. Please do.
I will, man. They're great pictures, man. We're all. I mean, half of us not wearing shirts in your backyard, all just getting lit. You know what I mean? And it's just like having a great time, man.
Those are the days, man.
Yeah.
I don't even really think I was telling the guys last night. I don't even think we appreciated like how good we had it with where we were stationed at.
Yeah.
Just the opportunity to be on, a place where people go to vacation and pay a lot of money, and we're just living there, living it up. I guess the worst thing we had was like PTA or whatever, but for the most part, it was pretty cush, right?
Yeah, it was a great duty station.
Man. So tell me, man, about you and your journey. What did you? How long did you? I don't even remember. Like,
I got out.
I don't know if you were still there when I left, or
I got out. I just did one tour, and I got out, and I was gonna do the CHP, and then I got into selling cars, and my dad was in the Navy, so he's like, "Hey, while you're doing your background test, start selling some cars so we can make some good money." And the money's good, man. And ever since then, I haven't left. It's been 20 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, matter of fact, I ran into Jones called me a couple times while he was deployed overseas. He had my number. He was in I want to say he was in Afghanistan. Yeah, it was crazy. He called me and we linked up to go to the Marine Corps Ball 3 years ago. Remember, his wife.
I think I saw some photos that you guys posted.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was crazy because I was asking about you and asking about the other guys, and he said he tries to keep up with as many guys as he can on Facebook, but it's, sometimes the guys dip out and drop out. Like Arceo, I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah, he said he was going to come in tonight, so hopefully he'll jump in a little bit later. That'd be dope.
You guys were tight. Secor, I never heard of him.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened with him.
Yeah. I mean, I ran into Carberry on Facebook. I ran into all the good guys. Everyone's a good guy because no matter what, you always remember them, and it's just like you'll never forget them,
Man. So, hey, Padilla just said, "Love you guys" in the chat. So, Padilla said the links in the chat, man. Jump on in. I think Padilla ended up going. Isn't he like a sergeant major in the Army or some shit?
He's some salty guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
You know what? What a great young Marine.
You still in, bro? What's that?
He was a great Marine coming in. I knew he was a hot shot, man.
He was. Remember him? It was you, him, and who was the other kid?
Sanchez was good too.
Sanchez, yeah, Sanchez.
Salazar,
yeah. Man, you guys were a good group. I just remember you guys like, coming in fresh out of, out of SOI, man. And just, gosh,
Crazy,
man. That was an interesting time for me, man. Cause that was like, I remembered like looking forward to like just having the opportunity to be in that position, to be a squad leader or a platoon sergeant, a platoon man.
I love you as a platoon sergeant, man. I love you.
Man.
It was just,
I appreciate that, dude. I know we had a lot of fun, bro. Right?
We did, man. You made it fun. It didn't feel like work sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy, man. All them late nights in the Keys, man, coming back to PT early in the morning.
Yeah. It would suck when you would leave to go home because, you lived on base and we were stuck in the barracks. Like, this motherfucker, man.
Well, man, I tried to have you guys over as much as I could, man. I knew about that life for real. I knew about that life.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Kevin Morris, I appreciate you, Mason. Thanks for your service. And one of my high school buddies saying thank you. So I appreciate that, man. Thanks for everybody that's in the chat, giving the likes and the thumbs up. Really appreciate it. I got my main man, Martinez. I saw Martinez go from a Lance Corporal to a sergeant, right? I remember when you got promoted to sergeant, man, you were so freaking happy, bro.
Yeah.
You were just like, you were hardcore, man.
And I just always looked up to you, and it was just, you're such a great leader, man, and a mentor. And I could talk all day about it, telling people about it. Just, you always led by example. I mean, you were a running fool, man. I mean, I never saw you breathe heavy on a run. I mean, but just your leadership style wasn't micromanaging. You know what I mean?
Mm.
I really appreciate that. You left everybody room to grow and just a great example for everybody. And
man, I appreciate that, dog. I will say, man, I had a lot of good leaders. When I was coming up to one guy I had on last night, Edwin Rodriguez. That guy's he was my squad leader. Yeah. Back when I first joined, like your whole platoon, everybody was all Lance Corporals, right? Even the squad leaders. And you had like a sergeant or maybe a staff sergeant, platoon sergeant. And he was just, he used to, thrash me, man. And so I probably took it easy on you guys compared to him. But when it was all said and done, man, he was somebody that I really looked up to and learned a lot from. And he's still like serving in the Army. He's like a lieutenant colonel in the Army now and has a PhD from, and just I learned so much about him last night, and it was just it's cool. So I really do appreciate the love you're showing, man, because it's just been a long time. And really, you guys were really a good group of Marines, man. The Mad Deuce, man. That was it.
I remember
man.
The white t-shirts.
yeah.
I still have mine somewhere.
So one of my buddies that was in last night just put in the chat a skate radio man, because I was a radio man for a little bit.
Oh, really? Oh.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Gotta cut your teeth like that, huh?
That is funny, man. Yeah. Well, I'm really happy everybody's shouting in. So Martinez, Padilla just put Martinez is the funniest dude ever. I remember all the jokes he had in Malaysia and the bus in the middle of the storm. So I think one of the highlights of my time in 2-3 was when we went on Carrot, LF Carrot, 99.
Yeah. Cooperation and readiness afloat, right?
Look at you. You remember all that shit.
We all had the diamond t-shirt. Yeah.
So just for those who may be watching, this was basically a limo cruise. Yeah. So we hit, we do hit like Malaysia, we hit Indonesia,
Brunei.
Thailand, Brunei.
They were dry.
I'm sorry, Bali.
Bali.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we hit all these spots.
Yeah.
And we would train for like a day or two, and then just be on limo for the rest of the time and get back on the boat.
Oh man!
So that was a good time. So I saw that picture that I don't know if your wife or somebody posted where you were on the ship. Was that from Carrot?
I believe so. It was.
You had the sunglasses on.
Frederick or.
The Fast Freddy, man.
Yeah, the Fast Freddy. And remember the Comstock. Remember there was that photo. You just do.
Oh man. So many good memories. Where the hell is
keep it PC though? Because I know stuff is
it's cool. Yeah. It's all. It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. So
good stuff, man.
It was a good time, man. It was a good time. It's so good to see you, man. What are you doing? You look at you. The more things change, the more they're the same. You were always like clean cut. You know,
Yeah. Well,
I remember
thank-
you took like 10 showers a day.
Yeah.
Always had your hair like your
Yeah.
shit was always tight, man. But your hair had the sleeves up nice and cuffed perfectly.
Man, just do car finance. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
where I ended up. You know.
That's all right, man.
Yeah.
Shit, you look good, bro.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So shit, did you finance any cars today?
Not yet. Did a couple. Yeah, but yeah. How's,
Sorry, excuse my dog. Go ahead.
what? Let me catch up on your relationship, man. What's going on? I remember your wife.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm happy to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So that didn't work out.
Well, I remember your daughter, Asia, right?
Yeah, dude. She's like 20. She's 26 now.
Wow.
Yeah, she has a little girl.
Wow.
Her name is Trinity. That's my granddaughter.
Man.
Yeah, and so they were. I saw them a few weeks ago.
This time, man.
Man,
right? I mean,
yeah, she was probably like, I don't know, 4, maybe not even, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 back then, dude. Yeah, she's a grown woman now, dude.
Man.
Strong head, just like
Good.
does what she wants
Like
to do.
that, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about that. She's a lot smarter than me, man. She's too much smarter than me.
Yeah.
And and my son Gabriel, he's
I remember him.
his birthday is going to be in the end of this month.
How old is he now?
He'll be 27, I think, on his birthday, 27 or 28. I'm getting old, so I'll start to lose count. But yeah, man. So with my first wife, I had 4 kids, right? So I had Gabriel, Asia. I think my daughter Dallas was born there in 2000 in Hawaii. Yeah. So she was there.
I think I
left.
That,
Yeah, and then when I left, I went to division schools in Okie, and then I had my son Miles, who's 18 now.
Wow.
And so got divorced in 2006. Before I went to Iraq, 2007. Ended up getting remarried in 2009, and then I've got 3 kids with my current wife. Yeah. And so we have a son who's 12, and then we had twin girls, and they're 8 now. Yeah. And so, yeah, man, it's interesting, life, but I wouldn't change anything, man.
Yeah.
Things happen. I remember when you were kicking it with me and I had you stay at the house with your family for a little while.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you?
He's 21 now.
Wow.
Crazy, man.
Dude.
You know what, man? I really appreciate that. I never got to really tell you enough how I appreciate how much that mean to me that you let her stay there.
Oh man. That was easy, dude.
That was awesome, man.
That was easy. I know how it is for young Marines and with girlfriends and you got a new baby. It's hard, man. Because people think, people in the military have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And when you were Lance Corporal, dude, if you got a family, dude, you're struggling.
Yeah.
You're struggling. So I was happy. I'd been there. I was a young father myself as a Lance Corporal.
Yeah.
So I knew how it was. What's up, Bolo? I'm in Austin, man. When you come into Austin, so Bolo Kavan is one of the Marines that I first joined with.
Oh, really?
Really cool dude. He ended up retiring a few years ago, I think, as a lieutenant colonel, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bolo. That's what Garrett told me last night. Garrett said, just jumped in and say hi to Veterans Day, brother. Glad we're able to connect with you boys. Hey, man, I'm glad you're able to come last night, too. But if you want to jump in today, it's okay. Come on in, bro. What? Bolo's going to be – Bolo, if you're in Austin next week, man, you better hit me up. I'll shoot you my phone number in Facebook here in a little bit after we get done tonight. So let me know. I'd love to see you, man. So when you got out, man, did you just you went are you still in Cali?
Yeah, I'm still in California. Yeah.
Yeah, you were from where you were from?
Yeah,
Bakersfield. That's right. Was that where you ended up going back?
Yeah, I lived with my folks for a bit, and then I had another baby. She's 9 now.
Oh man,
different.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But then I got married. Me and my wife are no kids between us two, but
yeah,
she's a
cool.
teacher. That's the one you see on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw when you got married and all that stuff, man. I was like, dang, look at Marty, man. So that was your nephew outside the Marine Corps recruiting office?
He was living with us for a little bit. Yeah.
Really?
For about a year. Yeah.
And so he joined the Marine Corps.
Yeah, he joined. We just got his first letter, man. It's crazy. It just brings back so many
memories. He's already gone. He's in boot camp right now?
Yeah. He graduates January 22nd. You know how they send you a letter when he's going to graduate and all that?
Oh, man, that's dope. You must be proud, man.
I'm super proud of the guy. He's
Yeah,
great
let's
kid,
be
man.
proud. Does he know what he's gonna do in the
Comms? I don't know his
Comm,
actual
yes.
MOS. Yeah, I don't. When do you get that? I can't remember. Do you get it? Before?
Well, sometimes you get it before you go, but if you remember, if you go like open contract, they kind of like and then comm is like a big field, right?
Yeah, that's what I was
So
thinking.
they may give you like the MOS. What's comm? 06?
06, yeah.
06 something. And then they'll give you that designated number once you get out, depending on, I guess, the needs of the Marine Corps. Yeah. So he'll be all right. Comm is good. He could end up in tech or something like that, dude.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Jones told me he was going to go to 29 Palms to do his training, which is cool. It's close by. Go pick him up.
Is he still in? He retired, right?
No, he retired, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So, Jones, man, he was one of those guys, obviously super smart.
Yeah.
I just never thought he was going to be a lifer. He
got out and then he went back in.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went back in and
yeah. But because how you have those crisp, starch camis, starch cover Marines like you, right? Yeah. And then you have those Marines who are just kind of like, they just roll them up and they don't iron their camis. That was freaking Jones, right? And those guys are like the real super smart grunts, right?
Yeah. He was something else, huh?
Oh man, he was a trip, dude. He was funny. Yeah. He was funny, but he's one of those guys, always spoke his mind, kind of like me.
Yeah.
Always spoke his mind, didn't really take any crap, but really smart dude. It was just really undeniable. He just knew his shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just a good memory. Well, he just knew his like Marine Corps shit easy.
Yeah.
It's like shit comes easy to some people.
Yeah.
That was Jones. Him, huh? Everything just came easy to him, man.
Yeah.
It just came easy to him. I had it's probably been maybe right when I first got out. All right, Kevon, man, take care, bro. Catch up with you, man. If you come to Texas, man, let me know for real. But I for a brief time I had linked up with Greg Lure. So you remember Lure? Yeah, he was like a cop in Florida somewhere.
Yeah,
right. And he had gotten married again, and he was just he's a Florida guy. So
yeah,
him. He was super smart Marine too. Got meritorious every freaking rank. Yeah, could PT. He would go in on them boards, man, and just kill it.
Yeah, he was board away, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you know what else I'm thinking about right now? Remember Pooh Bear?
Yeah, Pooh Holly.
Pooh Holly, Lieutenant.
He messages me on Facebook. He's a good dude.
Yeah, yeah. Back then, no, boy, we used to crack jokes at him, dude.
Who's pissing? Who's pissing? We still never identified who it was. Remember? Because we were in the deep. Was it
Secor? Was it Secor?
I don't know.
It sounded like that was something he would do, man.
It does.
I don't know. It sounds like it's something that he would do. That's crazy, man.
We're all tactical, right?
Right.
We're in the defense on an ambush, kind of like in a three. The circle, and everyone's tactical, no talking. All of a sudden, middle of the night. Hear someone pissing just what the and then he pops out. Who's pissing? Remember, like,
oh, dude,
that was great, dude. It was just great. Everyone's losing their bearing. I mean, guys were laughing. Who's
pissing? There's Jones right there, man. Jones, you got to jump in, bro. He says watching YouTube makes me happy.
Yeah.
All right. I'm the links in the description in the Facebook and on YouTube, guys. Yeah. So Jones, you need to jump in, dog. Let me know the mad pisser.
The mad pisser.
I know, you don't have to be on camera. You can turn your camera off, man, if you don't want to be on camera. I don't know what the deal is. Not everybody as pretty as Marty. Shoot. So
coming from Greg Green, the
immortal. Man. No, I want to learn about Jones's journey, man. If he's able to jump in here, but if you're not, dude, that's cool. But if you can, man, click the link. Let me drop it one more time.
I got to tell you a funny story.
When I saw
Jones the first time for like in 20 something odd years, I literally recognized him walking in the lobby, and I just saw him.
Where were you at?
We were in. We met in. Shoot, I forget. He'll refresh my memory already. It was we met by this little hotel where they're having the event, and I just pointed. I knew it was him. And I just, hey, Jones, boom. We locked eyes.
Y'all set up the meeting, though? It wasn't like a random.
Yeah, we set it up to meet there. Cool. We went to the ball with him. But, out of all the people, time goes by. I just saw him, and looked the same
he
to
said
me.
it was in Reno. He put in the chat. It said in
Reno, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh man. So
I was trying to what about another guy I haven't heard from is Lim. Remember Lim? Asian
guy? Okay, yeah.
Glasses.
Yeah.
Whatever happened
He
to
was
him?
in our platoon, right?
What about Luce? Yeah. He was in our platoon, yeah. Luce.
Golly.
Remember Luce?
Yeah, I remember Luce, man. Luce,
Yeah.
didn't he like leave early or something like that?
I can't remember.
Didn't he go somewhere? He went somewhere. Maybe he went to a different platoon. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
What about Connor, man?
Connor. Staff Sergeant Connor?
Staff Sergeant, yeah, I think he went he became a warrant officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he became a warrant officer and then went like NBC. Does the Marine Corps still have NBC? I'm sure they do. They have to, right?
Told me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think I ever used my gas mask one time, even in Iraq. I think it was it was in my pack in Iraq.
Yeah.
but yeah, he went NBC. I wish to see him on social media when I was still in.
Yeah.
Back when it was starting to kind of like when Facebook and all that stuff was first starting out. But I'm sure he's retired by now.
Yeah, I'd like to see him again.
He's got to be. Yeah. Remember Darth Myrna?
I do. Yeah.
Oh man, he had that like weird ass eye.
Yeah. Then
was it a fake eye?
Remember the motorcycle accident?
Yeah, the fake eye. Hold on. Here's Jones, man. Hold on.
Jones got a great story. He ran into him. He said,
"Let me see if I can get him in here."
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, I'll start the camera a little bit. I got stuff going on in the background, but here in a little bit,
you want to get this pretty face in here?
Jonesy,
I can't compete with you pretty guys,
man?
right? Yeah. Greg hasn't aged in like forever.
I know. That's what I keep telling him, dude.
And Marty, you've always been smooth.
Man.
That's what I said, just smooth. He's got the hair.
Then Clyde gets in there.
None
of us have a chance, huh?
So Jonesy, where are you at right now, man?
I live in Nevada. I work at Bridgeport.
As a civilian or the contract, or what are you doing? You're not still in, are you? Oh.
Yeah, I retired out of here.
That. You like that mountain climbing shit, don't you?
Yeah, so I retired out of here 2.5 years ago, almost.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just telling Marty, man, you were just one of those guys that I just never thought would be a lifer. But I didn't know that you had gotten out and come back in. So what happened with that?
Yeah, so I didn't know that either. I didn't think I was going to be a lifer either. So got out in 2000 and moved into an apartment. You remember Solurso? Russ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like doing tile and marble floorings in Hawaii for like.
Oh, so you stayed in Hawaii when you got out?
Yeah, I got out in 2000 and stayed in Hawaii. And so I'm working with Russ Solurso, right?
Right.
And
Solurso.
So we're working with these two other guys who were former Marines. They were brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like in their 40s. And it's like, I don't remember what it was. I got a text from like the boys, like Marshall and all those, our series of boots, right? Like I'm your boot, Greg. And then we had our boots. They were on deployment in Okinawa, and it's like Christmas time in like 2000. So I've been out like 6 or 7 months. And I get a text from, hey, miss you, brother, blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of scoped out my life, right? Like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm working with these motherfuckers that are 40 years old, laying tile and marble on their knees 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 50, 60 hours a week. I don't want to be doing that. I was like, you know what? You need some discipline back in your life. So went down to Honolulu and hit up the prior service recruiter. Had my reserve ID card. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm going to need you to put me back in. And it took a couple months. I went back in and then I went to 1-3. Did
really
1-3, was still in Hawaii for a while. So I did like 5.5 years, my first 5.5 years out there. And then left there, went to Okinawa. And then the war kicked off. And then I went to 2-6 at Lejeune, deployed with them. We went to the Philippines for part of OEF, came back, went to Iraq, came back from that, went to 2nd SOTG, was teaching assault climbers in Hearst.
Yeah.
Left, did a 9-month ETT. I was embedded with the Afghans for like 9 months in, 06, 07. Came back from Afghanistan, and had orders to Bridgeport. Did 3 years up there. Got selected for the Royal Marine Exchange. Went to England for 3 years. Came back.
Yeah, I saw that you got the whole beret thing going on. Is that what that was?
Yeah, so I did the British All Arms Commando course while I was over there the first year.
Nice.
And now we're sending Marines to it regularly now. Like there's some junior officers from Quantico, like lieutenants and captains are going now. I just got an email from a gunny who's over at TBS. My buddy's the gunner for TBS, and he's like, "Hey, my ops chief's got a chance to go. Can you hook him up and tell him what you know?" Yeah, sure. So yeah, man, came back, hit Lejeune, was in 2-2 for 3.5 years. Got promoted to gunny at like the 20-year mark, right? So Matt Jones's mouth made him in trouble as a young buck, right? I was a staff sergeant for 12 fucking years. And got promoted to gunny, and I already had retirement approved. We got promoted. I was in Okinawa. So I called the monitor, who was Ishmael Segredo from Weapons Platoon back in the
Get the
day.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, he just retired, man. He just retired as a Master Guns. He was
So
out for
great.
NCRD San Diego.
Oh.
So I called Ish. I'm like, "Hey, brother, I need one more favor, and I'll leave you alone. Can you get me back to Bridgeport for my last bit?" Because I knew I'd never be in zone for Master Sergeant or First Sergeant.
Yeah.
Ish hooked me up. He took me out to, because as a gunny now, 22 years is service limitations.
Right.
And he let me go to 22 years and like 10 months just so I wouldn't interfere with the next year's board. So I got my high 3 as a gunny, retired out of Bridgeport, had a little bit of a break as far as like retirement, terminal leave, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then picked up a range control contract, did that for like 10 months. And now I'm in a different contract up to the base. So
wow,
that's the 5-minute rundown, Greg.
Dude, good, dude. That's crazy,
awesome.
Bro. That's freaking high speed, low drag career, man. Mine wasn't quite that exciting, but but it's all good, man. It's just really good to connect with everybody again, man. Because I was telling Martin, like, my time in 2-3. It's funny that you went back to 1-3 because that's where I started. I started as a boot in 1-3. I left and went to Quantico and worked out there at the on the range for a few years and got orders out of the blue to 2-3. That's why I came back to 2-3. And so it's crazy that you ended up going back to 1-3, man. Which company were you in 1-3? Oh, is he still there? He must have got disconnected.
May have lost him for a second. Huh?
Yeah, it's all right. He'll be back. I hope. Yeah, but I've seen. What's up? You there?
Greg, you got me?
Yeah, I got you now. So yeah, I was asking, what company were you with in 1-3? Uh-oh.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear us? Let me put in the chat. Well, that didn't go to the right chat.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah. I don't know. Something cut out.
Okay.
So yeah, you were talking about 1-3 was your first unit, and then I ended up going there.
Yeah. So what company were you in 1-3?
Bravo.
Ah, Bravo. Yeah, I was in Alpha Company 1-3, but it was cool, man. Well, last night, you guys can go back and watch the video from last night. We had some good times, man.
Where's
Yeah,
that?
man. I checked it out. I saw your
some-
buddy Rod on there.
Did you? Yeah.
Looked at it today. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lieutenant colonel in the Army now, still doing it. And like I said, he was when I first hit, as a boot 1-3, it was right at the end of the Gulf War, right? So the group I came in just missed it. So all those guys were coming back, and he was a part of that group that was coming back from the Gulf War.
Yikes.
And it's just crazy. He's still in service right now, jumping out of airplanes and shit. So what they got you doing?
Man,
Are you still there?
Yeah. You hear me?
Yeah. So so as a contractor, what they got you doing out there in Bridgeport?
So I work up in the S3, and I handle all the joint participation in the mountain exercises. So if an ODA is coming out, I get them funding and square away their transport for them, their equipment, all that type of stuff. It sounds sexier than it is for real.
No, sounds pretty skate to me.
Skate as hell, Jonesy.
yeah.
We ain't falling for that one, baby.
I was talking to Marty last night. I called him.
Yeah.
And, I telework at least 2 days a week. I'm not trying to do that drive.
Right.
But it's not
It's
bad.
just, man, it's just, I remember going through that package out there, dude. It was just, it sucked. It was cold. I couldn't fucking breathe, man. Up in the mountains, that was a spot for me. And they had those, I don't know how it is now, but back then they had those shitters there with no like partitions. So when you get up in the morning to go take a shit, everybody's looking at each other taking a shit. And everybody's sitting down. Hey.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, it's still the same way.
Is it really? No way.
Yeah, we're still making Marines. That's what we're doing.
Still making Marines. That's how you make them, baby. That's how you make them, man.
That's right.
That's how you make them. But real quick, just shouting out to all the veterans out there. Thank y'all for checking us out. I'm just catching up with some old Marine Corps buddies from back in the day. Echo Company 2-3. Man, we had some good times on Carrot, whatever you want to call it. Darth Murner would take us on these hikes. He was a machine, right, guys?
Yeah, he was. Hey, I was always wondering whatever happened to Lieutenant Gergis.
See, that my memory's going now.
You guys remember him?
Gergis. I do. I remember the name. I'm trying to remember his face. He was our platoon commander after Puhali, right?
Was it after Puhali or was it?
Or was it before?
After Anderson, I think. Right? Remember Lieutenant Anderson?
Yeah, he was the XO after that.
Yeah, right.
Eric J. Yeah, Eric Anderson was the officer of the day on the deck of the Freddy when I boarded the wrong goddamn ship in Thailand.
The Fast Freddy, man.
Hey man, I don't know how many people are on this this live stream, but I'm not going to incriminate myself too much. But
don't do it too much. Yeah, that's why I put in the chat, man. Hey, just so you guys know, we are streaming live. It's gonna be on the internet, so it's like once it's there, it's there. But what I try to just keep in perspective and just to add some context is like that was a long time ago, right?
Oh yeah,
long time ago. A lot of people I didn't know, the people I know right now. So it's just
20 plus years ago.
Yeah,
20 plus years ago. But Eric Anderson, when he was the XO under Myrna, he saved my ass in Thailand, 100%. Because I went out with Jimmy Jakes. You remember Jakes? Staff Sergeant Jakes.
Jakes.
Hey, so he retired as a Master Guns.
Really?
He's recon, Bubba, all that stuff. Yeah, I kept in touch with him for a while. He must have been retired 8 years ago now.
Right.
He was like the recon Ockfield sponsor when he retired. And so I went out with Jakes. I was a corporal still. Yeah, I was still a corporal.
Mm-hmm.
And it was me, Jakes. I don't know. There's 5 or 6 of us. And so we went out in Thailand. Remember, we ported in Thailand. I think it was Thailand. Maybe it was Indonesia. One of the two. And we went out. And we had that midnight curfew. So Jakes was up in this club called The Roof. And it was just a rooftop. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the black silk shirt on. He was all in black, right? Like black trousers, black silk shirt, just being Jimmy Jakes.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking tattoos, right? The AK-47s on his arms and shit. And so it was getting close to, we need to get a fucking bot bus back to the pier. So I go in there and I find him and I tap him on the shoulder. And he turns around and he's got his arm cocked. He's like, "Don't you motherfucking touch me." I said, "Whoa, all right, Staff Sergeant, we're good to go. But we got to leave."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "I ain't fucking going nowhere." I was like, "All right, cool."
Hey guys, I got to jump out. I love you guys.
All right, man.
All right,
I love you. I love you guys.
Right. Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right.
So I just get in a cab. I ain't got no libo buddy now. So take me. I think it was Indonesia, Sarawak Pier, or whatever the fuck it was. I think I spent half that float on some sort of libo risk.
Oh, who didn't, bro?
Right. The Murninator was no bullshit. So I get back to the pier. And remember, we had the Freddy, we had the Comstock.
Yeah.
We had, because we were like a Com Desron 5 or some bullshit. So we had these other boats. So they dropped me off the pier, and I'm faded, right? I'm out. So I go up the gangplank, salute the fag, salute the flag, all that bullshit.
Right.
And we had those stickers on our ID cards. And I throw my ID up, and like the officer today is like, "Yeah, you're on the wrong fucking ship." I was like,
dude, you got such a good memory. I remember those fucking stickers now. Golly.
Yeah. So yeah, we had the little Freddy sticker on the back of our ID cards.
Yeah.
And so like the Navy version of MPs, whatever, Master at Arms or whatever, like two of them like walk me back down the gangplank. I just struggled to get up, take me like the one berthing space back to the Freddy. And like these two fucking, Navy clowns are walking me up the gangplank. We get up there and it's Eric Anderson is on duty.
Thank God.
He's the officer of the deck.
Uh-huh.
And he's in Charlie's, right? He's got the big dip in.
Yep.
He's like, "Jesus Christ, Jones, where the fuck you been? You're like the last person to check in." He's looking past me. He's like, "Where the fuck is Staff Sergeant Jakes?" And I was just like, I don't know. And so
I think I remember this, man.
I don't remember who the Marines were, but like some Marines like grabbed me, take me down to the berthing. We're in those fold up cheesecloth racks down in the bottom of the, and I just go to bed. And in the morning, I think it was Klein. Oh, Klein Waltrink comes and like wakes me up. Yeah, I talked to him last night, man. He's living. He's doing awesome.
Is he still like Iowa somewhere?
Yeah, well, he's in just over the border. I think he's in Missouri now, but yeah, he's in the area.
Okay. So he wakes you up, right?
Yeah, so he wakes me up, and it's like I don't know what time. I think I'd missed breakfast or whatever. It's like, "Hey, we got to go up top, whatever." And we were manning the rails. So we go up, and if you remember, we were pulling out of this port, manning the rails, and this like fucking bot bus pulls up, and like Jimmy Jakes comes fucking falling out of this thing, still in his club clothes, right? It's like 06 or something, 08, I don't know what it was. And so I bring his ass up. Remember, he got put on 7 days or whatever, but it was while we were underway. So
I freaking remember that now. That's crazy.
He was, oh man, he was larger than life at times.
Dude, he was a maniac, bro.
I just remember going to Okinawa.
You couldn't tell him shit.
No, and I just remember being, because he used to drive that. He used to drive an old shitty, what the fuck was it called? Mitsubishi or Isuzu Trooper in Hawaii, and he had that Ranger plate. You remember he came to us from Ranger School. He was the Marine Det down at Benny.
He talked about that shit ad nauseum.
Yeah, he wouldn't stop. And I remember, yeah, you remember Harris. You remember Harris from third.
Yeah.
And then he moved over to first, and Jakes was the because Jakes replaced Pac-Man when Pac-Man stepped up to be the company gunny as a staff sergeant, yada. And I just remember being CTA doing platoon ops or whatever we were doing, and Harris got up, Lance Corporal Harris, right? Got up to like walk outside the little defense they had set up to go take a piss.
He's a tall, skinny dude, right?
Yeah. Tall, skinny. Yeah, man. We used to call him the African, right?
Yeah.
Black dad, white mom.
Yeah.
Hilarious, right? I love Terrell, man. That dude. So anyway, so Harris gets up and he's like walking out of the patrol base. He's gonna go take a piss, and Jakes is like, "Hey, motherfucker, where the fuck you going?" And Harris is like, "Take a piss, that's right." He's like, "No, bullshit. Get your ass back in it. You need to take a piss. Get out your K-bar, dig a hole, stick your dick in it. You piss inside the line."
And this is like Jake's sober, right?
Yeah, this is us in CTA, and Harris is like, "Roger that, Staff Sergeant," right? Fucking wild.
That's crazy. So I remember. So you started out in third, right? And then you came over to us for a little bit, right?
Yeah, because then, I did. I started out in third, came over to the Mad Deuce with Connor, with old Staff Sergeant Sean T. Kick in the chest, Connor. So I moved over to second right before we got on the boat for LF Karat.
That's crazy.
So when we started out the deployment, remember I had who was Brookshire was a platoon sergeant. Remember he has his little brother was in the company too, right? Yeah. So you had David Brookshire was the sergeant, and then Daniel was the PFC that dropped us. But we also had I had that platoon commander fucking what was his name? Because I had I had Tennant, then Kish, And then
There was that one goofy looking dude.
God damn, what's his name?
No, I'm thinking about 2-4.
Anyway, so yeah, I ended
Yeah.
up in second because I don't remember what the fuck it was.
Yeah, why did they? I can't remember why they moved you over.
I can't remember either.
Yeah,
I'm sure I got in trouble. 100%.
you guys had
I know that's
what's his name, McCluskey, right?
yeah,
The
yeah,
sergeant.
yeah. Well, we had
with that
Brookshire was a
mustache.
sergeant. Brookshire was no, not McCluskey. McCombs. You're talking about the fat ginger.
Oh, McCombs.
Remember him?
Yeah, I
And
know.
we had and we had Dice,
Dude.
Sergeant Dice,
Yeah, that's crazy.
who never showed formations and like a bunch of Marine, like they sent the like duty or whatever, woke him up in the NCO barracks and he was like drinking rum at like 7 a.m. So his ass went away. Yeah, it was wild.
It was.
I
You know,
forget
the
what-
wildest dude I ever met in 2-3. You remember Lamb?
Yeah, I had to be
Y'all
the chaser when they got him out of the brig and we put him in Mackey Hall into the barracks. So I'm the chaser.
Man, that was
I'm
the
like,
wildest dude. I think he may have been the wildest cat I ever met in the whole time I was in the Marine Corps.
yeah, he broke Knightsky's arm during line training, right?
Yeah, because he was a big
Remember-
dude,
yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, broke Knightsky's arm during line training. Then he got in trouble in Okinawa for selling all the bullshit, the green monsters, whatever the fuck he was doing. Him and Gunny, was it Cross?
What were they selling?
Remember that? So
Oh my
Lamb
God,
was
remember
fapped
this?
out. Lamb was fapped. So
That's
our
right. He
first
was fapped
deployment,
out.
Lamb was fapped out to camp services.
Hmm.
My original 3rd platoon sergeant, Staff Sergeant Lenz, was fapped out to the academy. So we had Corporal and then Sergeant Bradley was our platoon sergeant. My
Wow.
first deployment.
Yeah, this is the first deployment.
Lamb got in trouble because like he's coming back to the barracks and like shouting at motherfuckers in formation on Friday, like, "Hey, if you motherfuckers owe me money, come see me," because he was selling the shit from camp services, like green monsters. I don't know what the fuck it was,
Yeah.
but that's not what got him in trouble. What got him in trouble was when he got back to Hawaii, because he was married. Remember, he lived in.
Yeah, I
think he
remember.
lived over by you, right?
Yeah, he
lived
did
over by
live
you and
over by
Ronnie
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
on the way to the rifle range.
Yeah.
Um,
Look at you remember my
got-
ex-wife's name. Damn, dog. That's what's up.
Damn, I remember. Hey, man, I remember watching you motherfuckers play mahjong in your garage.
Oh,
You used to bring all us clowns from the barracks over and barbecue on the weekends and like
I know,
get us
right?
out of the barracks.
That's right. That's right, man. That was, that was the least I could do for y'all.
And then, but Lamb got in trouble in Hawaii for drugs, right? Like
Yeah, I think
pot
it was some cat in first platoon. Because he was over. What was that barracks that was like the freaking ghetto?
Mackey Hall.
Mackey
Shit
Hall.
Creek.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
over
by
there
Shit
like
Creek.
smoking weed or something in the room or something. And then one
Yeah,
of the Marines from first platoon dimed him out.
That was Vale,
Yeah,
Clint Vale. He
that's
was a
right.
boot
That's
drop. He'd been
exactly
to
right.
college. We sent him mountain
Yep.
sniper. Meritorious promoted him to like corporal.
Yep.
I was on duty, and Vale calls me. He's like, "Hey, I think I was a corporal. Hey,
Mhm.
I need you to come over," because Vale was his roommate when Lamb got out of the brig.
Mhm.
So I go over to Mackey Hall, duty band on, like, what the fuck am I going to do to Lamb? Like, I'm 140 pounds. or
I
150
know
pounds,
he's a big dude, man.
right?
And he was an athlete too. He was just like big
Yeah.
and like athletic.
Yeah. So I knock on the door, and Clint Vale answers. He's like, "Hey, this is what." I'm like, "Hey, man, all right, cool. Go down there, whatever." And so I'm like, "Hey," I think he was a PFC then, because he was a senior Marine to me at the point, when we first hit the fleet. He was
Right.
senior Lance Corporal fucking Lamb. And I'm like, "Hey, Lamb, like, fucking help me out." And I look past him, and there's like these 2 chicks in the barracks room at Mackey Hall. He's got like
That's
some
so
strippers
simple.
from Waikiki, like living in the barracks. I'm like, "Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that's right.
it's nuts. So nuts."
Dude, I can't even believe that place was like fit for living. It was a shithole. I think it's still there.
Yeah, it is. I was in Hawaii a couple weeks ago.
No shit.
Yeah, we
Did
took
you
the
go-
kids
did you
out
go to
there.
Cape
Here,
May?
I'm gonna try to bring up my cam. It might not be great, but let me see.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's probably just me and you anyway.
Yeah, it is. Right. Yeah.
see
Well,
me?
you ain't changed a bit either, man.
Shit. If I looked this bad 20 years ago, I'm not happy about it.
No, man, you look great, dude. To say, but you got like a family and everything now, right?
Yeah, man. I got my son. He's 16.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's 14. My son's got state swim meet tomorrow from Nevada, so we're going up to Carson City for that. My daughter's at gymnastics practice right now.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, man.
So you like it out there?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we came back out here to retire at Bridgeport, and
Mm-hmm.
we're making it work. I mean, I'm 20 minutes from Lake Tahoe, great skiing, all that stuff.
Dude, man, it's good to see you, brother. It really
I
is,
can't
man.
see you anymore now. I don't know what's
It's
going
been.
on.
You can't see me?
No, I don't know what's going on. With
I got you like in HD.
yeah, I know. I clicked out.
You're
Now
good.
I don't know what's going on.
Did you like flip your camera around or something?
No, you're just blacked out. But I think it's because I was in the room both on Facebook Live and on this on the StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway,
so
I'm gonna come back out because I can't hardly hear you.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on my phone. I'm too lazy to set my computer.
No, that's all good. I got a quick glimpse, man. So it was you're the guy I remember for sure. But yeah, I was telling Marty, man, because I was I know you said that you watched it, but I was on last night with some of my old buddies from 1-3. I hadn't planned on doing it again today, but I was like, man, I got to do this again. And I set up that little group for the 2-3 because nobody from 2-3 showed up last night. I thought Ace was going to come in. He put a thumbs up, so he was in, but maybe he got tied down with something. I think he ended up going back to New York too.
Yeah, he's in New York. He's like he's working in the restaurant bar industry. Last I checked, right?
Okay.
Like he's been a chef. He's been, I don't know if he's running clubs or what now, but yeah, he's back there. I'm glad
Ace was just like chill, man. Remember how chill he was?
Yeah, Ace. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, just chill all the way through.
So you remember Marston, right?
Yep.
All right. So Marston. So when I was a staff sergeant on my first tour at Bridgeport, so this is like 2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
We had a battalion on deck, whatever. I don't remember what battalion, but I see Marston in the building. I was like, holy shit, Marston. He comes walking back and he's like, holy shit, Jones. So he was a lieutenant. So Marston after 2-3, he went to drill instructor school, right? That was his like second 4-year enlistment. And then he went MESEP, and he was a intel officer for one of the battalions. What he's doing now, I have no idea. But yeah, I ran into him.
You still
I ran into
anything?
Myrna. No, shit, no.
Oh, you ran into Myrna. Where'd you run into Myrna at?
So Myrna, when he was a full bird, he had the 31st MEU. He was the MEU commander, and he got released.
Yes, that's right.
So you remember?
I
all
was
that
in Okie.
right?
I was at Okie.
Right? Yeah, you were
when he came through.
Division Ops.
Yep.
Because I ran into you in Okinawa in 2000. Shit, man, 9.
Yeah.
No, when did you retire?
2010.
Because I came out in 9 to do classes for ETTs going to Afghanistan from 12th Marines. I was at Hanson for like a week.
That's right.
I think I ran into you then, right? I came and found you or whatever. So fast forward, now I'm in 2-2. I'm leaving 2-2 to go back to Bridgeport for like, I'm at 20 years at this point. I just got off deployment, Schwab, I think, Okinawa. And I'm down in at H1, which is the meth division headquarters at Lejeune. And I'm in like dental, like trying to check out or some shit. And so I'm sitting down and I'm like reading a magazine and I hear this voice. And there's this guy at the window talking to like the Navy receptionist or whatever. And it's fucking Myrna. He's trying to check out. So when he got fired from 31st MEU commander, he basically got sent back to Lejeune and he was doing something like the G3 or I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
But then he was retiring as well, right? Because that's it. And so I walked up to him and was like, base plate. And he turns around. I was like, do you remember me? He's like,
Sounds just like that fucking man.
fucking 2-3 Echo Company. And I was like, yeah, Echo. And I was in third and second. We did the float. We did Karat in 99.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. All of it clicked. He's like, fucking Jones, right? I was like, yeah. And so we chatted for like 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah.
Dude, so what did
I
he end
heard,
up
like-
getting shit canned for? Were they just having a bunch of limo risk or something in 31st Mew? Do you
No. Yeah, I know exactly what happened.
Uh-oh.
So Myrna, they were doing the workup. They were
Mhm.
still in Hanson, and he had a Mew staff meeting, and he made a comment to the effect of like, "Stop this faggotry," or "This is fucking gay," or whatever. And no
Wow.
shit, a person on the staff reported it,
Wow.
and that was the end of him. 30
Yeah.
30 years, 20
Yeah.
28 years, whatever it was.
That's crazy. I remember. I
he's
can't remember. I
he
remember
was
seeing
the
him
same.
somewhere. He was a battalion commander somewhere when he was a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah, he was
Was it
He had a
in
battalion in-
Hawaii somewhere or somewhere
no,
else?
he had a battalion in, you probably saw him in Okinawa. I thought he had a battalion in Pendleton, like
Maybe. I know he had
1-4
a-
or something.
Yeah,
I'd have
yeah.
to look it up. I could be spouting complete bullshit at this point.
Right.
I'd have to look it up. So whatever happened to Davis, man? Whatever happened to old Terrence?
Dude,
The
I-
biggest
I was-
bullshitter ever hit the island
right.
of
He
Hawaii.
was. So I
was
remember he was walking around wearing a bunch of ribbons he didn't rate.
And Wings and Bubble. Let's not
Yeah,
forget
all that stuff, dude. I actually remember sitting in on one of his initial inquiries, right? Where basically he was
Yeah.
just sitting in front of a board and they're just asking him all these questions, you know. And I remember them asking him, so you don't rate all the stuff. Why are you wearing it? You know? And he just straight up said status, you know.
Yeah, he was wild, man.
Yeah, and so I think he got demoted.
He did.
He
So
had
he
to.
did.
Yeah.
No, he did. And then so we had Sergeant Major Guerra. Remember that?
Yeah.
Orlando Guerra. Orlando
Yeah.
Guerra was the Sergeant Major. I forget who the battalion commander was for that 99 Oki deployment / Karat. So Davis got demoted to corporal, whatever
That's
it was,
right.
90 days, 3 months, whatever. Because they moved him to battalion. He was like the Sergeant Major's driver in Okinawa.
Right.
They took him out of the company. He got NJP'd, all that shit. Then he picked sergeant back up after 90 days or 6 months, whatever it was. And then he got out. He went to the Army. I actually talked to Terrence either while I was out or when I first came back into 1-3, so like 2001 time frame. But I just talked to him on the phone or whatever.
Oh, okay.
He went into the Army. And that's the last I heard of him.
Well,
Like,
and see,
he
the
got on
thing
right
is,
over
man,
to
he
the
was
Army.
a good, other than that bullshit, he was a smart Marine, you know? He knew his
Yeah,
shit.
I used to PT with him because I was like, this guy knows what the fuck's up. And like,
Yeah.
we did. I was on the shooting team with him for the base Hawaii shooting team.
Yeah,
for like
that
6
was his
months.
claim to fame, dude, was shooting.
He could shoot.
He was like I can shoot and I can teach you to shoot, all that shit. I actually worked with him on the range in Quantico before 2-3. That's where I first met him out there. And then we both ended up going to 2-3 at the same time. Or I may have got there before he did, but he came shortly after. Or it was the other way around. I don't know. But
no, you got there first.
I
And he came
remember.
after.
Oh, was that
Yeah.
right? Okay, yeah. But I definitely remember, him getting busted and sitting in, as a part of his NJP. That was crazy. That was crazy.
So you remember DeLong, right?
Yeah.
Did
What
Marty
happened to
tell you
him?
he died? He died last week.
No.
His funeral was yesterday. So he did Hawaii, re-enlisted, ended up in, I think, 1-4 or whatever in Pendleton, then finished out his time at Edson Range as like a senior sergeant. He did 8 years, and he moved back to Chicago. Well, last week, and I called Klein. I forgot to call Marty, but I told Marty about it last night.
Mhm.
All these people posting on his page or whatever is
Right.
on Facebook.
Mhm.
I guess he had some sort of condition, man, like liver, kidney, something failed him, and he just
Man.
died. They just buried him.
There was
yesterday.
another guy that died too. Remember who was the guy who used to work in the company office?
Oh yeah, Carl Kisselman.
Was it Kisselman?
Kisselman died a long time ago. Johnny Lascano, remember Lascano from Third? He used to hang out with Quiles, and he died. He got out of the Marine Corps. He was in the Army. Dude, I talked to Stoneburn in like 2010 when Stoneburn was on Facebook for like a month. and we connected. And I was like, hey, dude, where's Johnny at? Because last I knew, Lascano got out of the Marine Corps, stayed in Hawaii because he got married and shit. And he was over at Schofield Barracks in the Army.
Right.
And so now it's like, 10 years later, because now I'm in Bridgeport and Stoneburner pops up. And I'm like, hey, dude, where's Johnny at? Where's Lascano? He's like, I got bad news, brother. He died. Lascano had some like weird, like a brain aneurysm, died on his fucking floor at like 26 years old.
Man. Remember when Pac-Man had that aneurysm?
Yeah. I remember when Pac-Man got beat up with a fucking mokes.
I was gonna say he was just so hard he didn't die from it. But I saw you remember Carson? He was
Jason Carson?
He was Pac-Man's guy back in the day. Me and him weren't Okie. We went to Staff Academy together. That was the last time I saw him, but he was just like the ultimate. I thought he was no shit going to be the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps one day. So do you know whatever happened with him?
With Pac-Man? No. So like,
no, not Pac-Man, but I know he ended up retiring as a gunny, right?
Oh, Carson? Yeah.
Carson. Yeah.
Yeah. Pac-Man retired as a gunny. As far as I know, he stuck to his plan of he's going to deliver mail in Georgia. As long as you get your mail, it'll never be fucked up. That was his thing.
Yeah.
Carson, I got him on Facebook.
He's got to be a Sergeant Major or some shit. Retired, right?
No. Carson got out.
What?
I think Jason Carson got out.
Yeah.
He made it to like sergeant or maybe staff sergeant. He got out.
No way. He had to at least be a first sergeant or something. That was like he was like the drill instructor, all that shit.
I know. He's moto.
Wow. That's surprising.
Boydston. You remember Boydston from first, right?
He was, he retired that was Carson's like protege.
Yeah. So he retired as Master Guns.
He
left Hawaii, went drill field. He was up here in 2008 or 2009 as the battalion ops chief, as Master Guns, like 16 years. Crazy. He hit 20 and dropped papers. He's back in Oklahoma, like raising a family and like coaching his kids' football team.
But it's weird though, because usually the people who go the drill instructor path go the first sergeant path, right?
Yeah.
Typically. So that's weird. He ended up being a Master Guns.
Yeah, and he was a young ass Master Guns. Like I said, he was at like 16 years as a Master Guns.
Yeah,
like just a rock star.
Yeah, he was.
Well, he was the squad leader for the super squad we ran in 99. Me, Klein, Harris.
That's right. And wasn't he involved in that? And Lamb's getting busted too? Wasn't he involved in that somehow?
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Yeah. But
I'm trying to think of second man, like
Lamb thing. Who?
No, I'm trying to think more about second platoon, the Mad Deuce, man.
Oh man, so
I talked to Klein, I talked to Marty, obviously.
What up, Brian? Man, I see you, man. I appreciate the love. I'm just shouting at everybody's in the chat.
Yeah.
So we had Secor.
Yep.
Klein, Lure. I don't know if you were here earlier. I was telling Marty that
that's when I came in when you and Marty was talking about Greg Lure.
Yeah, I had him on Facebook for a little while.
Yeah, but he just dropped off.
He's fallen off. I was actually looking for him. I didn't see him on here anywhere. There's another kid that I added today, but he doesn't have like his real name on there. He had some weird name. And of course, Ace. What's up, baby? Come on, this is one of my daughters. I don't know if you can see me. This is one of my twin girls right here. Say hey.
Hey.
Say hi. What's up? You need something? What's up? You can talk. What do you need?
If you know, after we could go to Abigail's party and then later we go to Tokyo.
Yeah. That's what we can do. You're good. Don't worry about it. She wants to go to a birthday party on Sunday, and she's got like a couple that she has to go to. And so she's trying to make sure she can go to the one that she really wants to go to.
Right. Yeah.
She's just checking in with the plan. But they got me wrapped around their pinkies, man. I'm not. She can go to whatever birthday party she wants to.
Well, what do you got? You had so your oldest.
Yeah, so I got divorced.
Asia, right? Asia?
No, Asia's my second oldest. Cabral is Cabral is my oldest son. Yeah, and he's he's still single, and but Asia has a little girl. Her name is Trinity. So I have a granddaughter. You know, I'm a grandpa. I'm an old man grandpa. And then me and Ronnie had two more, Dallas and Miles, and then we ended up splitting up in 06, 07. And then I got married again in 2009, and me and my current wife had three kids, a son and then the twins. And so that's it for me. Seven is good. You know, but you know what? I took care of all of them. And I was telling my friends last night, I was just like, you know, with all the shenanigans in the Marine Corps, I was just like, hey, I took care of all the kids I knew about. So I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a joke, right? For when my wife sees this in 2 months. That's a joke. Yeah. I don't have any other kids out there anywhere. Yeah. I don't know about it.
No. So
ultimately, when did you get married?
I got married in 2003.
Okay.
So let's see, right after the 98 deployment, like me and Klein and Marty, all of our first deployments, I think right when you got there, right?
Yeah.
So came back and I'd had a friend, and so basically when I was in high school, I had a foreign exchange student who was from Sweden in my class. And then when I graduated high school, before I went to boot camp, I went to Sweden for like a month and met some of his friends. So then fast forward, I get stationed in Hawaii, and my buddy, he's like, hey, remember this guy you met while you were in Sweden? He's going to college in Hawaii. So went down.
Small world, right?
Right. So went down, met up with this cat, and then we went on deployment. Then I come back from deployment, and I hit him up because he had an apartment in downtown Waikiki, right? So hit him up, and now his sister's going to college there, and my wife was his sister's roommate. And so I met her like literally right after deployment.
Oh, okay.
98. And then we got married in 2003, and here we are now.
Yeah, the kids are growing fast, right?
Dude, teenagers, oh my God. Unbelievable.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Yeah, right.
They're all grown up. Yeah. It's not so bad. You know, good times. I don't know. Thanksgiving's coming up here pretty quick. And it's weird because when your kids get older, so when they get to those years where it's time for them to, you know, get out of the house, go to college or the military, or whatever they're gonna do, right? You're kind of like edging them out the door. Let's go. You know, let's get it figured out and let's get the hell up out of here. But once they're gone and they don't call you anymore, it's like, what, hello? I'm still here. So hopefully, you know, so this Thanksgiving, I always look forward to this time of year because everybody, you know, gets to come over and eat, and I get to see them and love on them a little bit. So,
yeah.
So get ready for that, bro. When they're gone.
I know.
Gone.
Yeah. It's funny. You know, my son, he turned 16 this past, March, got his license in June. Right. And so he's a swimmer. He's a basketballer. My daughter's a gymnastics and volleyball. And so like Liam got his license, and now he's got state swim meet starting tomorrow. And it's like, oh yeah, he's got his own life, man. He's got his own car. He's got a job. He works as a lifeguard. It's like, yeah, I get home and I'm like, where's Liam? Oh, he's working. And then this dude's cruising in at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, where you been? Been at work. Oh yeah, you got a life. You're grown, right? You got a car. So yeah, for sure. It's an adjustment, right? They don't need me as much, but
it frees you up for a lot of stuff too, though. You know, whether it's kicking it with your wife or just doing doing man stuff.
Like tomorrow when his ass has to be the
second, third, looks like you got a lot of man stuff happening in the background there. I don't know if you were in your garage or whatever.
It's my disaster garage, man. / wood shop / I need to build a shop.
Yeah, that's how I am too. I work out of my garage. I do this out of the garage. So just like my man space. And so, you know, like the kids will come in here, like the little girl just came in here. If they want a little something, you know, but they scurry right on out. When daddy gets done, he'll be out. So it's good. It's good to have your own space. That's how marriages last.
100%.
Have your own space. that you have to create a little distance sometimes. And I learned that the hard way for the first time around, but it's all good.
Yeah.
So
I was going to tell you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
go
was
ahead.
going to tell you that I ran into. So do you remember Tom Tennant, who is Lieutenant
Yup.
Tennant?
It's crazy,
So I ran
man.
into him.
How like I don't even like. I haven't even thought about these people as you're bringing them. I'm like, oh yeah, freaking Tenet. But yeah, go ahead.
Like Marty and Klein, they're like, damn, dude, you remember that? I'm like, yeah, I remember a lot of shit. There's some
I
gray areas,
know.
but I remember a lot of shit.
Mhm.
So I was in Coronado in 2009 for a course when I was
Mhm.
at Bridgeport the first time, and old Tom Tennant had just gotten selected for lieutenant colonel.
Okay.
And so I knew he was down there because he was at EWTG PAC at the schoolhouse down there on Coronado Island. And so we bid up and had a beer.
Mhm.
And I was like, holy shit, Lieutenant Tennant's now Lieutenant Colonel Tennant.
That's crazy,
And here
right?
I am
Yeah.
all these years later having a beer with him. But then that jogged my memory about them in Okinawa when it was Tennant, Staff Sergeant Lenz, Lieutenant Dalton, weapons platoons
Yeah.
platoon commander,
Yeah.
the big dude, right? Dalton, and Staff Sergeant Hardy. Remember Hardy?
Yeah.
He used to take all his notes in Arabic and shit. Just a super
Yeah.
weird dude. And the four of them got a DUI in the same car at Kadena. Remember that, right?
Oh, I don't remember that.
So they hemmed up all four of them, charged them all with DUI, even though only one of them was driving. It was Lenz. Dirk was driving.
Oh, I do remember that now.
Right. And
Yeah.
so we had this was before Myrna. This was Captain. He got relieved because of Bowers in Korea.
Who was
He went out-
was McIlvain before
Sims
Murder or after?
Sims. No, Captain
Sims.
Sims.
Okay.
Sims got relieved by Colonel Bates when we were in Korea because Bowers, you remember Bowers from third?
Yep.
Old Sean Bowers?
Yep.
We all went out and we were at Club OB or Club Love in Pohang, right out the gate, MECP. And here comes Captain Sims, who was fresh off the shooting team, right? He'd been on the shooting team OIC as a lieutenant,
Right.
company commander for us then. And Bowers was supposed to be on restriction. And Bowers is out in the bar with us in Korea. And Sims walks upstairs with this girl, and Bowers takes pictures of it and dropped those pictures on Colonel Bates' desk the same week that Gary Lee, the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, and Krulak, remember they came and visited us in Korea.
Yes.
And then Sims went away.
Lee.
Sims went away like the next week before we ever got back from Korea, from MECP. But we got back to Okinawa, and that's when Lenz and Tennant from third, and then Hardy and
See, I think I was
Dalton.
I think I was fapped out to division schools because
yeah.
I was trying to get Gomez to come on here because he lives near me, and I actually linked up with him a couple years ago and had a beer. And I thought I saw him kind of like peeking in on the chat, so I thought he might pop in, but I want to see old Go, man. But that was right when I picked up Staff Sergeant. He was like, he took over the platoon, and I left to go on that FAP.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
He was a drill instructor, right?
Yep. He
That's
was.
Right. Yeah.
He was, man. He was a good dude though, man. Because me and him, he was a platoon sergeant when I was a sergeant. And then when I promoted to Staff Sergeant, that was like, well, you can't have two, so Green, you got to get fapped out. I was okay with that, and ultimately I ended up going back to Okie and doing the same job when we got back. But yeah, man, that's crazy on that. Yeah, when you guys did all that stuff, I was fapped out.
Yeah. So when I got out from 2-3, got out of the Marine Corps and all that stuff, when I came back, I was in 1-3.
Mm-hmm.
Showed up to 1-3. So he was a staff sergeant at the time. Robertson, he was over in Fox Company. So he was my senior drill instructor. I was his last cycle. So I showed up to Hawaii, and Robertson's at Fox 2-3. And like the first week I was there, somebody came down. I think it was Gunny Cross or whatever. Was like, hey, go down to Fox Company 2nd Platoon and report in or whatever. And I'd already been assigned to Echo Company.
When you got out, though, were you already a sergeant or were you a corporal when you got out?
No, I was a sergeant.
Okay, and they gave it back to you when you came back in, right?
Yeah, I just lost all my time rank or time and grade.
Oh, time of service or time rank, time and rank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I went down to Fox Company and like some squad leaders there. I'm like, hey, I'm PFC Jones. Gunny Cross sent me down here to Fox Company, and I just hear from inside the platoon sergeant's office, like, get in here, Jones. And it's my senior, right? And he's
Right.
like, you want to come to Fox Company, don't you? I'm like, no, I'm happy in Echo Company. So I stayed in Echo Company, but he was in the battalion, in 2-3, my whole first enlistment. And then he stayed on island and he went to 1-3. So when I got out of the Marine Corps, reenlisted, came back in, was working at the recruiting station while all my pay and stuff started catching up when they bring me back in.
Right.
And I went over to 1-3 and went to Bravo Company, and he was the weapons platoon sergeant. He was a gunny then. And so show up and I'm like, all right, yeah, know this guy, good friends, So I did like my first 5.5 years with my senior. So I was talking to him last night. He's still in Hawaii. He works at Mar4 Pac G3 as a training analyst. Like, he's a GS. I saw him when I was out there. Yeah, I saw him when I was out there like 3 weeks ago. But it's so crazy how small the Marine Corps is, right? So do you remember Jones? He was a sergeant with Fox and Tanana over in Weapons Company.
Yeah,
Jason
glasses.
Jones.
That was my boy. Greg Jones?
Huge. No, Jason Jones.
Oh.
White guy, machine gunner. So anyway, fast forward, 15 years, 16 years, whatever. I check into 2-2 and I take over 2-2 sniper platoon as a platoon sergeant. No, sorry. No, yeah, it was. And I get this Lance Corporal named Jones. I'm like, hey, motherfucker. And he's like, and so after some time, he finds out I've been in a while, and we're talking, and the kid's like, oh, well, what was your first unit there, Staff Sergeant? I was like, well, it was Hawaii 2-3, blah. And so he calls his uncle. He's like, hey, do you remember that? And so no shit, his uncle was over in Weapons 2-3 as a machine gunner, and remember me, he's with Fox and Tanana and Van Burkham. Remember Van Burkham?
Yep.
So now, my senior Marine, who was a corporal who thrashed the shit out of me in Hawaii and Okinawa, now I've got his nephew as one of my Lance Corporals.
That's crazy, man. You're right. Small freaking Marine Corps, man. It's crazy small. It's crazy. Yeah, for me, it's like, so when I retired on the whole small Marine Corps thing, and I was hoping he would have came on last night, but my sort of very first platoon sergeant, when I retired, he was a sergeant major that I hadn't seen, since my first unit, was just happened to be there and was able to come. So that was really cool. But yeah, man, it was just, God, I just can't believe it's already been, for me, 10 years since I've been out. I'm not big on like the whole, like, I'm not the guy that's walking around the streets with my Marine Corps veteran T-shirt and hat on, but I always get the bug, this time of year, and just kind of kick it. I have a buddy. His name is Chad Cole, who I went into we were on the buddy program together when we first went to boot camp. After boot camp and that's all that stuff, he ended up going to Pendleton, and I was obviously in Hawaii and all that stuff. But me and him always kind of connect and talk. He just wrote a book called The Dirty Little Wars, about his experience in the LA riots in Somalia. So if you ever see that, go check that out somewhere. I think it's on Amazon or something. He's a good dude, man. I was hoping he would pop. He actually threw something in the chat earlier. But he's probably in the bed, Chad. But yeah, dude, happy Veterans Day. Yeah, he's an old timer. He's probably in the bed already. But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming through for real, man. It's like all this shit you bringing up, man, I just like totally forgot about. And so it's definitely been worth my time today, man.
I don't know, man. I think so. Like Connor, right? Old Sean T. Kicking Sean T. Connor. So, I mean, I got out in 2000, came back in early 2001. Before, like, I got out in like July, but backed that up terminal leave. Like, I was out in like March or whatever.
Right.
And I came back in the Marine Corps like February 2001. So like pre 9/11. So like I got out of the peacetime Marine Corps, came back in the peacetime Marine Corps, and then everything changed, right? While I was in Okinawa at 3rd Intel Battalion. So the whole reason I got to 3rd Intel Battalion was because when I was in 1-3 on yet a third deployment to Okinawa in like my first 5 years of Marine Corps
Right.
service. I'm PTing my new squad at Hanson up by Armory Hill, and
Mhm.
this unit's coming down the hill, and who's in front of the unit was Sergeant
No
Major
way.
Guerra.
Oh,
Guerra was in
okay.
charge of 3rd Intel Battalion.
Okay.
And so like they're running down the hill, I'm running a squad up the hill, and Guerra just like peels out. He's like, "What the fuck, huh? Jones,
Yeah, he was
huh?"
like, he was like, yeah,
He saved my ass so many times. And so we're like talking in the middle of the street like a couple hobos.
uh-huh.
He's like, what the fuck you doing, huh? Last time I saw you had blue hair. Because when I was working the tile and marble job, one of the, like a warranty call or whatever for the flooring company, I had to go up to like IAEA to one of the housing developments up there and fix some flooring. I knock on the door. It's Guerra. It's his house.
No
It's
shit.
like, fucking Jones, huh? What the fuck you doing, huh? Here to fix your tile. So then fast forward like 10 months later, I'm in Okinawa running up the hill by the armory. And he's running 3rd Intel Battalion down the hill, like the colors, the whole thing, like the whole battalion. And he just stops running, comes over, he's like, hey, he grabs me. He's like, Jones, huh? What the fuck you doing, huh? Last time I saw you had blue hair, huh? And I'm like, well, Sergeant Major, I got out, came back in. I'm in 1-3 on deployment. He's like, you're coming to 3rd Intel. I was like, whoa, what do you mean?
What? Like,
so he said, so the monitor doing the road show at Hanson and Okinawa.
right.
Guerra's like, hey, meet me at the Palms, right, at the NCO club or whatever at this time, because the 03XX monitor will get you orders to 3rd Intel, because he was going to give me a section leader job, right? So I'm a sergeant. I lost all my time in grade. I just came back in with broken time. Like, it's not looking good for Matt Jones. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll let you continue to mentor me. And so I'm sitting down in the Palms like all day long. Guerra, no show. And there's like a line of Marines talking to the monitors out the door. So I'm like, this is not good.
Right.
And finally, Guerra shows up. He's like, come on, huh? And he walks up, and the gunny at the time was this Gunny Cabral, was the 03XX monitor.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Guns, let's go smoke, huh? So me, Sergeant Major Guerra, and this Gunny, who's my monitor. I'm a sergeant, like a boot sergeant. We walk out the backside of the Palms, and we're like smoking cigarettes. And Guerra's like, I want Jones in my battalion. Yeah. And the Gunny's like, you know, how long your time on station? I was like, well, I've been there since 97, but I got out, I came back in. So my clock reset. And he's like, I can't move you. And Guerra's like, Sergeant Major's like, Guns, I want him on my battalion, huh? I walked out there, had orders to fucking 3rd Intel Battalion. So 1-3 redeploys to Hawaii. I was there for not even 45 days. My ass was back on a plane, PCS into Okinawa.
Damn.
And showed up to 3rd Intel Battalion. Sergeant Major Guerra was a sergeant major. Went to ground sensor platoon.
Yeah.
That for like 15 months.
That freaking unit, man.
Yeah, so I was there, and that's when the war kicked off, right? So 2003.
I think that's when I ran into you at some point.
Could have been, man.
Because I was, well, when 9/11 happened, I was actually, I was checking in. I was in the hotel.
I was on deployment with 1-3. So when 9/11 happened, I was in the barracks at Hanson watching Joe Dirt. And so as soon as that deployment ended, that's when I had like 45 days in Hawaii, and I was back in Okinawa. And
I had just gotten Okinawa. I was in the hotel. I remember waking up in the middle of the night and seeing the second plane hit. And so, so sometime after that, when you get over, we probably ran into each other, because I think I vaguely remember you being in 3rd Intel Battalion.
So I was there, supposed to be a year unaccompanied, and then stop loss, stop move. Yeah. And that turned into like 15 months. And by that point, Guerra had moved from 3rd Intel Battalion, took over 4th Reg as a sergeant major at Schwab. And so no shit, it's on my birthday, Greg. June 4th. What year was this? 2002? No, 2003. June 4th, 2003. My boss at 3rd Intel Battalion, me, and there was 3 of us sergeants. We had a staff sergeant and a gunny. Staff sergeant was Staff Sergeant Hurdle, black guy, Mason, had been around forever, right? He was like the 18-year, 20-year staff sergeant.
Right.
Drill instructor, all that shit, right? Homestead in Okinawa. Good dude. My lieutenant, the platoon commander, was Ben Richardson at 3rd Intel. And so it was my birthday. And so he's like, hey, Sergeant Jones, you guys are good. And he gave me a bottle of bourbon, and he cut the sergeants away. So it was me, Sergeant White, Sergeant Timbection, and Sergeant Schofelt, who was Canadian, which was weird. So the four of us take off. We go back to barracks at Hanson, and we're like starting to crush beers for my birthday and drink this bourbon. And back then we had a phone. You had to pay for a phone in your room, right? Like a landline.
Right.
And at the time, so our Intel Battalion Sergeant Major was a female Sergeant Major. I forget her name. It'll come to me in a minute. But my phone rings, and I'm like hanging out with my fellow sergeant buddies from the platoon. And my buddy Dave answers the phone. He's like, "Hey, it's the Sergeant Major." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here. Ain't the fucking Sergeant Major calling me." So I just gaff it off. And so I pick up the phone. I'm like, yeah, it's Jones. What's up? And it's Guerra. It's Sergeant Major Guerra, 4th Marine Regiment. And he's like, let me talk to that unlucky cocksucker going to Victor 2-6, huh? So Stop Move had just got lifted and already populated for orders. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, Sergeant Major? I was like, I'm going to call you back. So I hang up the phone. I call the S1, the sergeant over in S1. I'm like, hey, Sergeant Major, he's like, dude, I've been trying to call you. Where the fuck you at? Because it's like noon. I'm like,
right.
What's my birthday? So the lieutenant cut us early. Like, we're hanging out drinking.
Right.
He's like, hey, man, you got orders. You're going 2-6. I'm like, when? He's like, 2 weeks. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
What?
So get out of Okinawa, go to 2-6. Get to 2-6. Guess where they're going? Schwab. My TMO, my PCS doesn't even catch up to me. Doesn't even catch up to me. And I'm back in Okinawa. I'm at Schwab. I still have a driver's license from Intel Battalion that's still good, right? I'm the only sergeant in the battalion that has an Okinawa driver's license.
Okay, license, yeah.
Yeah. So Guerra is now at Schwab at 4th Reg. And I go obviously see him because I'd only been gone for like 30 days from Intel Battalion. Like, no shit. I showed up 2-6 of Lejeune. They're like, pack your shit. We're going to Okinawa. I'm like, roger that. So I go see Guerra as the regimental sergeant major. I'm like, hey, stop helping me with my career because it's starting to get excruciatingly terrible. So by this point now, I have 4 UDPs in 15 months in Okinawa in my first 8 years.
That is unbelievable, dude.
Stop helping.
I thought I was Okinawa UDP
I'm
king,
okay.
but you got me beat, bro.
Well, I got more. I ended up with 6 UDPs in a 15-month unaccompanied by the time I was all in. Because I deployed to Okinawa twice. Well, once with 2-6 and once with 2-2.
Well, I did once with 1-3 or twice with 1-3, twice with 2-3, and I did 2 accompanied tours there. And so that's why I finished up because my wife now was from Okinawa. So, but I wanted to talk this earlier, but when you were talking about Sagredo being a monitor, so whenever I left Oki for my first accompanied tour, I go to 2-4. Yeah. And freaking Sagredo, he may have been a gunny or just picked up gunny, was in, I can't remember what battalion, but he was in 5th Marines. And dude, he was just freaking like, just came back from Iraq, war hero, like just the man, bro, you know? And me and him connected, man. That dude I love that motherfucker, man. He was just so cool, man. I remember him, when he was in weapons company with 2-3, and then, I go off and do all these other things. And then just, everything comes full circle and I see him again and we're hanging out. Like he was like the only friend I had there because I didn't know anybody. It's crazy how, I wish I could connect with him somehow. Is he on social media anywhere or no?
Yeah. So he's on my, we're friends on Facebook. It's him and his wife have a,
kind of joint account,
joint account or whatever. I'm trying to think of what her name
I don't know if he was married when I
no, so he probably wasn't. So he was married once. He's on his second wife now, but him and his first wife and his new wife, like they're all still really tight and close, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Ish. So Ish, so the end of my time in 2-3 before I got out, I got pushed over to weapons when it was was it Langford? Who's the company command? Was it Langford or was it? It wasn't Langford. That's 1-3. I'm trying to think of the captain's name.
I keep saying McElveen. I don't know. Was he there at one point? Or am I thinking of a different unit? I remember when I left 2-3, Captain McElveen was trying to get me to go to beard drill instructor. He's like, Green, you need to go beard drill instructor. I'm telling you, you need to just do it. And I wish I would listen to him, but I did, but I never did because I had like a bunch of kids.
Hey, man,
but I don't know.
Yeah, hey, I did 23 years. Never did a legit B billet, right?
Neither did I. Never,
didn't
not
do
one
recruiting.
time.
Man, I
Neither
spent
did
9 years. I spent 9 years in a row out of the fleet teaching mountaineering between SOTG, Bridgeport, and the Royal Marine Exchange. I ended up teaching mountaineering for 12 out of 23 years.
Wow. So you probably know how to tie a lot of fucking knots, huh?
I tie my shoes. But it definitely didn't help make Matt Jones a master sergeant or a first sergeant for sure.
Right.
Again, I was a staff sergeant for 12 years.
Yeah.
But no, it's I'm trying to think of who it was, but Segredo. So I ended up doing my last, 6 months in weapons platoon in Echo before I got out. And it was Staff Sergeant Chambliss.
Chambliss. I was just thinking about him, dude. When you said his name.
That motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, he's so great, Segredo. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like
so great, they call him Segredo.
Yeah, Segredo great. He was always trying to be the smooth brother.
Yes, so Segredo showed up as a sergeant from Security Forces.
That's right.
Or MSG.
Yeah, MSG.
I don't remember which one. MSG.
Well, he was a drill instructor too.
Yeah, so I was the boot sergeant in weapons platoon, and Segredo was the senior sergeant. He had 41s. I had 51s. I had the assault section. I'm trying to think of because they moved me over there because the assault section was all fucked up, and they're like, yeah.
Does the Marine Corps still have smalls, dude?
No.
I didn't think so. Yeah. God,
so it's me and assault. Segredo was mortars and leader, and after leader is Abley. Sergeant Abley took over machine guns.
I remember
Abley just came off of So John, I talked to John pretty infrequently, but enough to like stay in touch. He's a cop up in Connecticut or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So that was the section leaders, and so Ish was like the smooth cat, right? Like he'd been, I was on my first 4 years. Ish was on like his 8 to 12 year tour, and knew how the Marine Corps worked. And so me being a dumbass, I'm just like arguing all kinds of shit. And Segredo's just like, he knows the way to fix it.
Right.
And Chambliss and me just not getting along.
Yeah.
And
Chambliss he was something else, bro.
Yeah, he was. So, so I had this blow up platoon sergeant section leader meeting, whatever night I storm out. And Segredo comes and is like, hey, come here, motherfucker. Like, yeah, what's up? Because we're both sergeants, even though I'm like a sergeant with like 10 days time in grade, right? Yeah. And this guy's like selected for staff sergeant. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, what? And Segredo's like, come here. He's like, hey, this isn't the way. And he kind of talks me off the ledge, and shit works out. And then it was good. And then I got out, didn't see him again until 2015. I'm in 2-2 as the sniper platoon sergeant, getting ready to run 205 or 215, whatever the sniper range is. Damn. And I run to Segredo at 29 Palms. He's a master guns. He's I think 2-7's ops chief. It's right before he took over as a monitor. And so I run into him at like the Starbucks at 29 Palms. And I'm just sitting there. I wasn't even paying attention. And he walks by and he comes back. He's like, hey, I know you. I'm a staff sergeant. And he's a master guns.
Right.
He's like, fucking Jones. I'm like, what's going on, Master Guns? He's like, hey, brother, where you been? I'm like, I've been around, He's like, and so we start talking, and it turns out after he leaves 2-9, he becomes my monitor.
Wow.
So I'm talking to him like, hey, man, I'm submitting for retirement.
It's good to know the monitor, bro. It's good, right?
It's crazy, yeah. So like,
yeah,
I got a couple of guys. Their orders changed, come back to Bridgeport to one's the ops chief, but it's like, hey, yeah, I know Segredo, and they're like, how the fuck you know Master Gun Segredo? You're a staff sergeant, or you're a gunny. I'm like, well, we were sergeants in the same platoon in the 90s, but whatever. And I'm like, goddamn, you're old. Yeah. Which is what's awesome about the Marine Corps, right?
It is, man. It's I can't even explain it, man. Just these past 2 days, just like talking to everybody, just kind of just reminiscing, because it's been 10 years, man. I've been out for 10 years. I am totally like in the civilian world now. I don't even have a lot of I'm not near any bases. I do have some friends that were like the army guys, but this is different, right? We can have a conversation, but we can have like a conversation like about Marine Corps stuff. And so it's cool just to kind of like, just kind of reminisce and kick back. And you've already sparked a lot of memories that I just forgot about altogether. And it sounds like you got like an ammo can or something with some rounds in it, or that's ice or something. I don't know.
It was ice. Ice.
Okay, yeah. But man, I got to run, man. I've been on this thing an hour and a half.
I know.
But I'm gonna be popping in, just talking about other bullshit. If you ever want to chime in, man, feel free. I'll see you on you're not too big on social media, but every now and then I'll see something you put in there. But it's definitely been good.
I see what everybody else
man.
posts, and that's about it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't really post too much. I just like thumb through, look, see what everybody's doing. I'll throw somebody a like every now and then.
Every once in a while, you get hot and heavy about football, right?
That's been my thing, man. See, it's good. I
watched some of it.
That's cool, man. That's my cousin, man. Me and my cousin Rashad. We that's what we've been doing every week. So I'm glad.
I'm like, damn. Green is still a Cowboys fan. What the fuck is wrong with him? He's so wrong. No, I'm just kidding. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
That's all good. That's all good. Yeah, it's all good. But hey, man, let me get out of here. Thank you so much for jumping in, man. I appreciate it, for real.
All right. Yeah. Hey, I'll message you my cell phone.
Yeah, please do. And if I'm ever in Nevada, I'll hit you up.
Well, I do some work for a company just north of you guys in Staccato. They're up in Georgetown, Texas.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I do some curriculum development for their armor section from time to time.
Wait. What? In Georgetown?
Yeah, so my buddy from my first store at Bridgeport, he lives here in Nevada. He's Staccato, which is a pistol manufacturer company. In Georgetown, they build these really sexy 9mm, like 1911 style pistols. They're like $2,500 for a pistol. So I did some curriculum development because in my former life as a Marine, I used to write POIs and do that. So I did that in trade for some pistols. And so, yeah, talk to those guys all the time. Did
they ever send you out here?
No. What are you, 20 minutes away from Georgetown, right? Round Rock?
Not even, bro. Yeah. It's like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. When I first retired, I almost took a job with them, but I couldn't move to Austin because I just bought a house in Nevada.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I do a lot of shit for them from time to time. So who knows? Maybe I'll be in Texas soon.
Yeah. Well, if you ever in the area, man, no doubt. Yeah. Shoot me your number on the Facebook link. And that way I'll have it. But yeah, man, I can't believe I hadn't talked to you or Marty, man, since back in, those days. So it's just been great, man. Thank you.
Marty's wild. I love Marty. He is the same
dude
Marty.
Is crazy, man.
He came to the ball with me, and I know you got to go, but I brought him to my last ball, him and his wife.
Yeah, he was telling me about that. And I think I saw some pictures of it on Facebook.
Yeah. And it was like it was like there was no time in between. Same Marty, same Matt. We had a great time. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I hope the next time, man, some of these other guys can hop on. I thought Ace was gonna come on. I thought that Padilla, he chimed in the chat. I'm just looking.
Well, Padilla got on the Marine Corps, went to the Army.
Yeah, he's like a sergeant major or some shit.
He's like a sergeant major or some shit. Yeah. He's a baller.
So I wanted to know what was going on with him. But it's all good. I'm glad he just popped in and said hello in the chat. That makes me feel good. And to know those guys are out there to being successful, because those when I first met those guys, all of you guys, you all like young and up and coming and just great. But I was telling Martin, I don't know if you heard before you came on this, I said it's weird because I know that you heard me say that I never thought you'd be one of those lifer type Marines, neither did you. But you had those Marines who were like starch camis and the cover and all that stuff. And then you had like the the flop Marines. And so Marty was like the starch guy, and you were the guy who's like would just like flop your camis and just kind of roll them up.
Yeah, I mean that shit doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
But that was cool, man. But you were smart, man. You know your shit. So I'm glad you ended up making a career out of it, man, and doing good things. And so I'm sure you're reaping some benefits of it right now. So good on you, man. Good luck and congrats on your career, bro. It's been great.
Yeah, you as well, man. So
Yeah.
glad to reconnect.
Cool. We gotta do it again though, for real. Even if it's just, hopefully we won't wait until next birthday or Veterans Day. Maybe we can do something, in between that. So to
Yeah,
get some more
I might
folks in there to catch up.
Get a few beers down me. I might get motivated and dig out some pictures. Who knows?
Oh yeah, if you ever get them, man, post them and then we'll come back on and talk shit about it. Man, my guys from last night, they pulled up a couple of pictures, man, that I didn't even know existed. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I don't want to go too deep because I know the pictures
right.
I have. I don't know what you got, right?
Man, I don't know. I was never good at like keeping a bunch of photos and shit. I hope all those ones from Karate are dead and buried, but I was never good at that. So, but it's fun when other folks that I connect with break out a photo and it's got me in it somewhere and doing something stupid. So
I'm gonna find one. I know I've got one.
You probably will, man.
No, so I know I've got one of me, you, Marty, Klein, Nightsky. There's another name we haven't talked about.
Ski. Yeah, I actually added him to the group too.
At CTA, doing mount bullshit, and we're wearing like bandanas and like I think we might have been.
Remember that. I remember that.
Enemy op for some bullshit.
Oh, you gotta find that dude and post it.
Klein's like jacked with his sleeves, like yeah.
Is he still like a workout nut or what?
Dude, he went to the who's his team? Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State, something like that. Yeah.
So he took his son, Noah. They went to a game last Saturday, and Klein posted a video on his Facebook of this. And so he's like, yeah, we were at the tailgate, and the Marine recruiters are there. I had to do 20 pull-ups to get Noah, his son, a T-shirt. And Noah, I think, is 14. I think the same age as my daughter. And so Klein posted a video of him doing pull-ups. And, like, not for nothing, but from 16 on, it'd be 16, 16, 16, 16.
Right.
He's still jacked. He's still in shape. He's a stud, right?
That's crazy.
But if you watch the video, when you hear him drop off the bar and like walk over out of breath to get this T-shirt, this fucking recruiter is probably like, I don't know, 24 or something, right? It's like, hey, were you ever in the service? And Klein's like, yeah, I was in the Corps. In my T-shirt.
I gotta find that. I'll have to look up his name. Is this Facebook just his name, his last name or something like that?
Aaron Klein Waltrink.
Okay, yeah, I'll find it. I gotta find that video. But all right, man. Let me get out of here.
All right, brother.
Again, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. And take care, bro.
All right, you too.
All right, man. Love you, man. Take care. All right, guys. That's a wrap for me. Another good day. Tom, did you just send that just now? Dude, come see us with a big Marine cake. Have one shit that will rattle your ass. Hey, Tommy, I'm gonna come see you soon, man. I appreciate you. I don't know if you were sticking around for this whole little kind of like rambling session with some of my old devil dogs, but I appreciate it, man. This past 2 days has been a pleasure for me, just catching up. Even it was only a few guys. I had 2 guys last night, 2 guys tonight. I actually had 3 last night because I had one guy come in late, but it was just really fun. Some of those guys I have not seen like live and had a conversation with them in 25, 30 years. And so it's just been a dope couple days, So I want to just, take a final moment to shout out to all the veterans out there, Marine Corps or not. Happy Veterans Day. It's been a real treat, as it is every year, to see all of the posts on Facebook of all the, you know, the vets out there. There's a lot of people I didn't even know were veterans that are, you know, that I know, right? I know them. I had no idea they had served in some capacity. So shout out to all veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Again, my military career has really helped shape who I am today, which, you know, not perfect, but I think I'm doing all right. So I appreciate everybody that stopped in to check us out. Don't forget to jump over to YouTube and subscribe to the Greg Green live stream. If you're on Twitch, it's Greg Green Live. And of course, here on Facebook, me and my cousin Shada will be back on Tuesday recapping week 10. The Cowboys, man, they lost, you know, they lost Gregory. I just read about, he's going to be out for 3 weeks. We lost, you know, Greg the leg is going to be out. So we signed some kicker that's never kicked a football in the league before. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Falcons. It's not looking too good. Somehow we got to overcome all that. Just as long as we have to kick any field goals, I think we'll be okay. So Dak, touchdowns. Shout out to Martinez. Shout out to Jones. Ace, sorry you couldn't make it. Maybe next time. Everybody else from Alpha Company 1-3, you know, Range Unit out in Quantico, Echo Company 2-3, 3rd Marine Division, and 2-4, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines. I mean, it's just been crazy time. So that's it for me tonight. I'll see y'all in a couple days. I did 3 days in a row. It's the first time. I'm only going once a week just doing football, but I'm starting to get my groove back. And so maybe this weekend I'll come back with some more bullshit. So I'll see y'all later. Peace out. All love. Thank you.